Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really care.
Yes, that's important. Jones is just making him carry him. And he's putting pressure.
John Jones, the greatest of all time, and now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
What did he tap to?
So the John Jones-Daniel Cormier saga continues. Guys, is this beef or is this just business? Have you guys not learned from Demetrius Johnson and the Triple C? Guys who have fought a couple of times. Guys who are able to let that ego aside and literally come together and learn from each other. You know, you guys see in the beginning, Jones and Cormier complement each other. And I could tell, man, and I will say this about John. John was the first one to say it. He means it. You know, he knows that Daniel's a good guy. He loves what Daniel's doing for the wrestling community. You know, and I'm sure he probably appreciates his commentary too when he's not biased. But that being said, you know, Cormier, there's almost like there's still a chip in Cormier's back that I'm just not sure if that will ever be, you know, filled. Why do I say that? Is because I think as a competitor, and I don't know if Daniel's actually going through this, what happens if John Jones never relinquished his title from you know, being stripped by the UFC? He never becomes light heavyweight champ. Would he have gone up to heavyweight? Would they have given that opportunity to fight Stipe? You know, to seeing him eventually get that knockout. You know, does Daniel feel like he's just below John Jones? Like, where am I getting at with that is, I just don't know if there's still that thorn in Daniel Cormier's back that he needs to kind of get out. Because guys, it's 2023 now. These guys fought years ago. The first time they were supposed to fight was in 2016. And I think they fought somewhere around, whether it was 2016 or 2017. So I want to read a quote from Daniel Cormier. I think it's hard to really argue the greatest of all time when John Jones has gone up to heavyweight and won the championship. I always say, guys, that the bad things attached to the names should not be held high. I think especially with the drugs and the steroid failures and those type of things, it's hard to call you the greatest of all time, Daniel Cormier, via DC and RC. If USADA approves, or what is it that happen? If they find you not guilty, guys, in my eyes, then you're not guilty. But on the flip side, I do know what it feels like when somebody legitimately does it and they do it with bad intentions. Where am I getting that from? My fight with TJ Dillashaw. Even though I got rid of him in 32 seconds, I do remember feeling just like that hurt, like that pain. Like, I remember that whole day I just couldn't eat. It wasn't so much that, because to me it's all about competition. To me it was more the fact that this dude was going in there almost pretty much with a knife to pretty much stab me. Because we're in the hurt business. We're not throwing a football. We're not hitting a baseball. Like, we are legitimately hitting each other with elbows, knees, and toes, if you want to call it. Guys, if USADA gave John that benefit of the doubt through their studies, guys, then he's innocent. Now, if they were to say, hey, this man was tainted, this is the amount that he took, then I get it. Just keep in mind, guys, though, they caught Lance Armstrong, they caught Marion Joe, they caught the whole Russian team. I don't know, maybe the Russian team, maybe it was WADA. But either way, guys, I can only put my trust in a company who I've been with for so many years. So my biggest thing now, I've trained with Daniel Cormier for about 4 years, from 2004 to 2008. I remember him being like legit, like spent time where I almost kind of became, or almost like a little brother to DC, or at least he saw me as a little brother. From 2004 to 2008, you know, we made the 2007 World Team, or the Pan Am team together. Went to the World Championships in 2007, and then we made the Olympic team together in 2008. And in between, we went to a lot of events and a lot of tournaments that we held, that we shared, I'm sorry. With Jones, like this last past year, for about a good year now, coming out to Fight Ready on 4 different occasions, me going out to Albuquerque, prior to him departing to Las Vegas. It was, what I'm trying to say is I know both of these guys. And you know what? They're both good dudes. They're both very, very passionate, competitive dudes that need to come together and just make amends. I go back. Have we not learned from Marco Antonio Barrera? That's another one. Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, the biggest rivals that you will ever see in Mexican boxing. These dudes absolutely hate each other. And it was crazy. About a year ago, I remember spotting them in Las Vegas, and man, they were drinking beers with their family, laughing. I'm just like, to me, it was like, man, that's what the spirit of competition, that's what the spirit of you sharing the ring, the octagon, to be able to, shake hands and be like, hey, man, the better man maybe won that fight, but at least we can laugh about it, because forever until you guys die, you guys will always remember each other's name. You guys may not like each other, but you guys will always be part of each other's history. So I am here today, everybody, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, to make amends. Daniel Cormier, I brought you to my house with Al Ghislaine to my house to do a one-on-one, and guess what? You know what you said? You said, Henry, I owe you one. John, I'm sorry. Daniel, I want a conversation with you, man. I really want to understand deep within you, and how is it that I can make amends with you and the greatest of all time, Jon Jones. I'm waiting for your call, DC. I'm sending you a text today. No more running. You owe me one. See you soon.
So do you think the relationship is beyond repair? Do you think if these two sat in a room that maybe they would have more in common than they think?
Yeah, I think so. I think if John and Daniel, like, they probably should have met like prior. I think if they would have partied together, their humors are different, but their skill sets, their competitiveness is at the highest level. I think there's a lot of similarities with both of them. Obviously John likes to have fun, as so do I, but he's also a family man too. And I don't think people recognize or realize that. Super close with all of his kids, his daughters, his fiance. I had a chance to meet her for the first time for the fights, and it's just awesome to see him, man. Because you can portray Jon Jones whatever the hell, or the way that you want to portray him. But there's the things that I will say about Jon. He loves God and he loves his damn family. At the end of the day, guys, anything else really doesn't matter. And the Jon Jones you guys see at the fan experiences and when he takes pictures with everybody, that's really who he is, because he's really, really a good guy. Like Jon Jones, he's only cutthroat when he's actually in the octagon, and I think that's the biggest thing. And with Daniel is Daniel likes to have fun, but he's also a family man. He travels a lot more than Jon, and he does his best to be with his family. I imagine. Being at every UFC show, and I imagine he has appearances, and he's still a head coach at, at Gilroy, where they had 3 state champs. So these are 2 dedicated men that are extremely, extremely busy, but yet their priority is their family. Their priority is their faith. So I feel like if anybody could really make these guys a man, is like maybe it's somebody that they both respect, and I know that they both respect me. They both may think I'm a little corny and cringy, and this isn't really about the content, but I'm gonna use it for the content. This is more really to make these guys just shake hands, man. This isn't Tupac versus Biggie no more. We're past that. Daniel, you're retired, bro. There's at times you do gotta give people their roses, and I feel like now me coming back and being able to have a lot of these different fighters to be able to coach, where I'm very humble, from Jones to Demetrius Johnson to Zhang Wei Li to Yuri Prochazka to Davidson Figueiredo. Like, guys, we have to give back to that next generation where it's not about us no more. To me, obviously I'm coming back for championships, and to me it's all about the competitive spirit, whether I like you or not. At the end of the day, what I'm looking forward to doing the octagon is to hurt you, and afterwards, I don't mind having a beer. And I believe that's the spirit of competition that we all have to have.
How did you and DJ kind of hit it off?
I think DJ's just a smart cat. I think he knows it's. I think a lot of people, once you get past the cringe, because I enjoyed it. It is part of me. But once you get past that cornball that I may be, you start to realize that there's just a competitor in there that catches your attention. But then once I start breaking things down, you're like, oh, that's the real Triple C. I understand why, but I do it while I'm having fun. I think DJ kind of recognized that. And I've always complimented Demetrius Johnson. Even when I retired the first time in 2020, when they asked me, I didn't even ask him. I just said, hey, I'm going down as like the greatest of all time. Demetrius Johnson, John Jones. You know, that's the way I kind of laid it out. But my intention, if I was to see Demetrius, yeah, of course I would love to have a chat with him. But it was never really I never really thought about all that. And he reached out to me. And I think that shows a lot. Even John Jones reached out to me too. They see things, and this is what makes the greats is they look and they try to find the best engineers possible. Guys, and I'm truly humbled. You know, BS aside, if I could really make these guys kind of make an amends with John Jones and Daniel Cormier and have them sit down, I can mediate. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever, man, because I'm a guy that they both know and they both respect.
So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdown, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!